Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Tom. There are 22 George Harrison pen songs in the Beatles catalog. And I've chosen 10 of my personal favorites. I don't usually tend to go with hits. I'm not really a hits person. I like deep cuts. So I picked 10 of my favorite George Harrison Beatles songs that are very personal to me. Doesn't mean I don't like the hits. But I thought I'd just mention a few honorable mentions while we're at it. I do love something. Here Comes the Sun, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I love I Want to Tell You and Taxman, but they are not in my top 10. They're great songs, but a few of them have just been overplayed too much, so I don't find them they don't really hit me on a personal level, right? So I'm going to start off here with my number 10 pick for George Harrison Beatles songs, and it's off the Yellow Submarine album. Only a Northern Song, one of their great psychedelic songs. A lot of people bag on this song, but I think it's really inventive. A lot of weird shit going on in this song. It was featured in a segment in the film, of course. And I don't know, there's just something about it. Melodically speaking, maybe it's not his strongest, but I really, really favor the Beatles psychedelic period, and this is one of their, in my opinion, one of their best psychedelic tunes. So Only a Northern Song for me comes in at number 10. I also really dig I Me Mine off Let It Be. This is number 9. And I believe this was the last recording that took place at Abbey Road with George Harrison, Ringo Starr, and Paul McCartney present in early January 70. I think in the film he was kind of going over it, but John was making fun of it by waltzing with Yoko. And it's still a great song. It rocks. I love the chorus. This is my number 9, I Me Mine off of Let It Be. Number 8 is Within You, Without You off of Sgt. Pepper, starting side 2 on a really good note. The instrumentally speaking, it's really a masterpiece. I mean, melodically, what the Indian instruments are doing, it's just fantastic. And the message in here is great as well. So number 8, Within You, Without You off Sgt. Pepper. Over the years, I've really grown to love Long, Long, Long off the White Album. Last song on side 3, coming right after Helter Skelter. You can almost barely hear the introduction. It's so quiet. And then at the end, I guess there's some bottles spinning or reverberating off the piano, I guess. Really freaky ending, but I just love the mellow vibe George is putting down here on Long, Long, Long. This comes in at number 7 off the White Album, Long, Long, Long. Another song of George that doesn't get a lot of credit is The Inner Light, the B-side of Lady Madonna. I think this was recorded maybe early '68. And another great, kind of world music type venture for George. I love The Inner Light. This comes in at number 6. Number 5, I think, is George's first great song that he composed with the Beatles. It's I Need You off Help. And every time I think of this song, I think of that segment where they're playing out in the field and surrounded by all the tanks and guns and everything. But just a great song melodically, and I think this stands up with any of the songs on Help easily, especially side 1. So I Need You coming in at number 5. Favorite George Harrison Beatles songs. Number 4 is Think for Yourself off Rubber Soul. For some reason when I hold this up to the camera, it looks odd. Anyway, Think for Yourself with that warm fuzz bass from Paul and those great backups from John and Paul. So good, so good. Think for Yourself, number 4. And while we're holding the Rubber Soul album up, let's go with number 3, If I Needed Someone, with that kind of birdsy chiming 12-string going on there. Very influenced by the Bells of Rimney off the first Birds album, Mr. Tambourine Man. George just kind of changed up the chords a little bit, but this is one of George's greatest songs in my opinion, and the backup vocals of John and Paul, just excellent, excellent stuff. Number 3. And number 1 and number 2 are interchangeable. I love them so much, but this is what it's going to be today. Number 2 is my favorite Indian song by George, Love You Too. I have loved this song since childhood. The way it begins, that intro, and then that galloping part coming right afterwards, and then the solo, the sitar solo from George in the middle is fantastic too. And then the harmony with Paul, you know, it's so good. So this is my number 2 George Harrison Beatle tune, Love You Too off Revolver. And my all-time favorite is It's All Too Much. All 6 minutes, 6+ minutes of it. I think this is a longer version. It's not on this album, but yeah, this kind of ends the Yellow Submarine movie. To me, this is about as one of their top 3 psychedelic tunes, along with like Strawberry Fields and Tomorrow Never Knows. Great stuff. Almost sounds like early rave to me, you know. And you crank this thing up and that thing kicks in and those drums kick in, it is unbelievably ravish. So my number 1 George Harrison song of the Beatles catalog, It's All Too Much off Yellow Submarine. What are your favorite George songs from the Beatles catalog? Let me know. Plus, please press subscribe and leave comments below. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye-bye.